Hello, beautiful folks, wherever you are on the internet. Thank you very much for being tuned. Because we're going to be starting this kind of the video at this kind of the platform one-on-one live coverage. And I have Matiko here. Today, guys, we're going to be having a little bit of the conversation that are going to be coming to you live because, again, the road has to go the way it has to be. Because what is now coming out is we have just talked about the village elder. They have already arrived here and talking about, oh, Gintu, why did you buy this kind of the road and how you're going to be coming? Because they talked about this upper section here. It was very nice for us to buy this kind of the road. But now at this kind of the far end, now the survey going to be coming. Because I told people like when we're going to be buying this road, the only thing is the start point of buying the road. Or we're going to be having the start point. That is where everybody was looking forward to. So, Matiko, how are you, man?
I am fine.
Everything so fantastic?
Fantastic.
What happened yesterday, man? You told me you're going to be coming with the wife. Mukia ko wapi? Pana Matiko. Guys, yesterday we were going to bring the wife. Huh? Yesterday we were to bring the wife here. Sasa ni pole pole nini meshindikana ba. Wewe tuambie ni nini mbaya. O mimi nikupeleke. Nikupeleke. So guys is proposing me to get him to bring the wife back home.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Amekubali?
Yes.
Matiko is challenging us. And jana kulienda aje, tuambie hiyo story. Wewe tuambie kulienda aje. We want a wife, my friend. Tunataka mke bana. We want a wife. And Matiko is this way.
No cornering.
You are cornering.
No cornering mura.
Awendu unatukona haki walai Matiko. Mbona unatudanganya hivyo bana? Mbona unatudanganya? Mr. Watifu wako hapa. Mr. Watifu alikuambia namna gani? Amepata mke ama bado?
Mke anampata kuleta ameshindwa kuleta.
Ameshindwa kuleta. Itana tuambie tu uende wewe.
Sasa niende. Shaenda alete halafu niende.
Aria Matiko umesikia vile mzee anasema. Mr. Watifu is talking about he has to bring the wife, then he will go to see where the wife came from. And Matiko yesterday he went, I don't know what happened. Ulikimbishwa? Matiko was chased like safari rally. Ulitorosha ndugu. Walikukataa ama nini tuseme kama? Ni nini mbaya sasa tuambie tujue.
Sasa ule mama sijui anataka tufanye kama ni kitai kama ya harusi.
Oh, anataka harusi. Guys, the mother-in-law where Mr. Matiko want to get the wife from, she's saying like Matiko has to make a celebration, a ceremony, a marriage ceremony. We have a long way to go. Guys, a little bit is going to be so frustrating here. And Matiko is now talking about what am I going to do at this kind of the point. And tutaangalia maneno, si ndio? Nikupeleke sasa. Twende lini? We go when? Promote. Sema tu, twende lini?
Twende
Jumaine.
Sawa.
Jumaine. On Tuesday, we're going to be making it happen. I always remember in Kenya, in the political arenas and the political rallies, when talk about rest in peace to the opposition leader who was called Raila Odinga, was ever talking about on Tuesday, we are going to be getting things. So on Tuesday, we're going to be making it happen. Tunaenda. Heri basi tukimbizwe. Better we go and be chased like a safari rally, but we will go there. And we will have to get that kind of the lady. Because what I see here, how the things are happening, going to be coming to you. Haya. Sasa, mambo iko sawa. Mr. Watifo, asante sana. Tuko chonjo, si ndio? Guys, a little bit here, this kind of the gentleman who was giving us this kind of the road. We have brought the surveyor who has to check this kind of the road, how it's going to be passing. The surveyor has talked about this road, it's the way it is there. And the other opposite side, they're going to be getting a little bit of it from this kind of the side. And also, where we had to pay for this kind of the cassava here, it reaches at a point here. Talk about, you can see there's an avocado far point there. So that avocado is the one that is measuring where the road should be. So the road is not to the downer area where you can see a little bit of the cows are grazing. It's into the upper section. So already tomorrow, tomorrow we're going to be having another talk about a conference with the homes of this kind of an area and also the village elder of this kind of the zone to make sure we're going to be tackling all the matters that are arising like this kind of the road, because they are ever talking about the road is 6 feet, but this person was to eat us, and again now the surveyor has brought all the kind of the papers and we're going to be dealing with it. For the people who are talking about again, we're going to be finishing the work so as other things can just work, or a TBCD, this, it can never be. So tomorrow we're going to be sorting it out, and now we're going to be having the permanent solution, the permanent road, because that is what we are ever crying for. Au mambo iko namna gani?
Iko chonjo.
Sasa hapo umefikia sawa?
Eh.
Boke. Mr. Watifo, hiyo mambo iko sawa sasa. Guys, I have to subject myself to make sure that the people who are declined, the people who are pressed, the bottom up, they should get their own rights and freedoms. Like Mr. Watifo right now, he has to get a road to access to his home. How can you talk about, yes, you bought the plot from him, and why don't you leave? You understand this kind of the migrants, and this person who is here is a Kisii person, and they're coming here to talk about, I have bought the plot, I want it up to this kind of the position. They want what they need, and they want them to be served the way they need. But right now, they're gonna be getting something else. This is a lecture one-on-one. So tomorrow we're gonna be having such kind of the person gonna be coming here, so you can just remove all this kind of the cassava, including where the road will be passing. 2 tires, 6 feet from this zone. You can see where this kind of the small fence we just slashed down. It's from here. 6 feet is approximately it's approximately around 2 meters. It's around 2 meters. So it's going to be coming from there 2 meters approaching to the destination, whereby it will leave a road to Mr. Watifo to pass. And even if somebody can talk about, this person is selling the land, you can never know what is tomorrow. Whereby some people think about, whenever you have sold a land, like Mr. Watifo sold the land, yes, and they talk about, you will never have a motorbike, you never have anything. So they want to squeeze you until they left a very small road that they're going to be passing, which is a footpath, which is not the necessary thing we're going to be doing here. So that is the alternative. So this road reaches at this kind of the avocado. This avocado tree, and you can see where Mr. Watifo is. So it reaches to this avocado tree. So this person was grabbing the land because of Mr. Watifo could not read and could not access and assess and see what's going to be coming. So already even he planted this avocado tree in a lane, but nobody could just know because these avocado trees, they were there, and including this kind of the avocado tree here. So already we have got the pinpointment talking about this is where the road is going to be passing, and we're going to be now dealing with it repetently. Mambo vipi? Kila kitu iko sawa? Matiko kuko namna gani?
Mimi. Chonjo.
Unakuja? So guys, that's how the things are going to be passing. Also, these are the 2 trucks here. So this area was becoming a problem because for you to get a corner from there, if this tire was passing through down here and the other one here, so it was becoming a problem. And whenever it reaches here, zima muziki, it could just bring some of the problems coming to this kind of the square, and that's why this kind of the hardcore are thrown outside here without reaching where the necessary site was. So and now whenever it's going to be coming there, it will be passing through the home if necessary. If this road is going to be having a problem, then it will just come to this kind of the section, then comes down and pour this kind of the hardcores here. So already the 4 of the hardcore they're here, and on Monday next week we're going to be commencing one-on-one. The construction gonna be commencing on Monday, and talk about we're gonna be now starting demolishing the houses. After demolishing the houses, we're gonna be now having something else called bringing extra materials that are needed to make sure that the construction of the house is transformed and the construction of the house is coming out more relevantly. Sasa umesikia namna gani? Kumbe nyinyi mlikuwa na barabara ni vile mko mnajua.
Ni ukweli.
Kwani mlikuwa mnadanganywa? Kitambo mlikuwa mnadanganya. So guys, it seems like this kind of the people, because of sometimes talk about education, or some people can come with extra money, extra whatever. They could come and talk about, you know what, you have to sell this because I will leave you a small road there. You just sell me up to this kind of the position. Then they draft it. So when the surveyor has already arrived here, they have just come to the conclusion like the road is there, and we have to make sure that that road cannot be, any kind of the problem cannot come. Because he's talking about, he will show us where the gate is, talk about the village elders. And that is the most informative thing. Sasa, Mr. Matiko, Mr. Watifo, kuja nikuuliza kitu. Tusongee Mr. Matiko, Mr. Watifo hapa. Kuna kitu nataka nimuulize. Guys, there's something I want to ask which is very genuine and I want you to get it today because there's a breaking news and also things that are not so perpendicular. Nataka utuambie Koboke Gisinge. Koboke Gisinge aliolewa hapo ama ni nyumba mboke? Oh, Mr. Watford is the one who married the dancing mom. So when did you muoa? So your father had 2 wives. Sasa kwa nyumba ndogo hakukuwa na kijana. Huyo ni mama mkubwa. Oh, so they talk about his father had 2 wives, the stepmom, and also talk about 2 wives because the bigger mom is the other opposite side, and the smaller wife was this kind of the side. So mama yako alikuwa mama mdogo. So they talk about the mother to Mr. Watifo was in the small house. So the big house was never gave birth. So hakuza mtoto yoyote kabisa, hata msichana. So to the other house of the big house, no child was born there, including a lady or whatever. Nothing. Sasa kulienda aje kama hawakuza? Sasa wewe kwa nyumba yenu ni wewe mwenyewe pia ama mko wangapi kwa nyumba ndogo? Wawili, wewe na wewe na Chachariho. Chachariho is the wife is called anaitwa aje mama? Mama alikuwa anaitwa Raila. Ako na mtoto anaitwa Mama Josephine.
Mama mimi kuichenjera.
Yeah, namjua akona Mama Felista. So Mama Felista, husband, if you know Mama Felista, this kind of the lady who was ever shooting a video with the fellow the boy, even they transformed her life. She was living in this kind of the side where Amaro has bought some of the land there. So what is there is in the small house, it's Mr. Watifo and also the husband to Mama Felista. So to the big house, nobody was born there. So nani alioa huko? Nani alioa kwa ile nyumba? So Mr. Watifo was the one who was told because the big house doesn't have anybody. So Mr. Watifo was the one who married the dancing mom. Sasa ulimuoa hapo. Sasa vile ulimuoa hapo sasa wewe ulikuwa unashughulikia ama ni watu wengine?
Mimi nilikuwa nimeoa nikamwacha hapo.
Sasa ulioa ukamwacha. Sasa vile ulimuacha hapo ndio sasa alikuwa na vijana wangapi? Vijana wawili ama? So the dance vijana?
Alikuwa na vijana 3. Mmoja amebaki watatu.
Ni waine?
Mmoja yuko.
Chacha, Mangare, marehemu Marwa. Sasa alikuwa mmoja amebaki watatu.
So guys, to the other house of the dancing mom, there were 4 sons. Kuna msichana. Kuna wasichana. There are some of the daughters. So when it comes to the local culture and the norms, when Mr. Watifo married there and left that wife there, whoever will be supporting that wife, nobody want to know. If he could need to occupy that house, he could take it because he's the one who brought the dancing mom to that home. And the way of bringing the person to that home is to bear children. And those children we need are boys. Mostly the precious things we need are boys to take over and talk about a continuation of the ancestral of the big house to that area. And the smaller house, it has the boys, which is Mr. Wonderful and Chacharihok, who are there to make sure that they're going to be continuing the smaller house legacy. We are on to the point. Sasa, kama saa hii, unajua kwamba Daudi, Devi, anasema anataka apatiane ngombe, anataka nunulie Mwita ngombe apatiane. Guys, I'm talking about, I saw David talking about he's gonna be buying cows to give Mwita, so as Mwita can remove as a dowry. And Mwita is just a person who is there. He is welcomed to stay and sustain the sustainabilities of that home. Whereby Mwita alikuja akona mtoto hapo. Mmoja. So he has one child who is a lady. So and to the real fact, kama huyo mwanamke ameolewa hapo, if a wife is married in such kind of the house, talk about nyumba mboke, I don't know how we can call it in English, nyumba mboke. It means like she's married there with the brothers too, or like if that home could have a son who will be a brother to Mr. Watifo, he could marry. So that marriage is like now how Mr. Watifo took it as a son of there and married the dancing mom. So if it could be like now, that dancing mom now, the husband has died. Let us take as an example. You find like Percy, the husband died. And you get somebody who wants to occupy Percy's home and talk about Percy has to continue the life. Nobody is bothered about whoever will be just going there. So you find like now Percy selectors like now Matiko is the one to occupy that house. An example. So do you mean like now Matiko gonna be talking about I want to give the dowry again because you are living to the same house of Percy? Do you think it's sasa ndo nataka nimuulize Mr. Nyang'oka. Sasa unajua kitu iko. So things that we're going to be discussing here is so unique. And get it keenly. When they are talking about they're going to be buying cows. Sasa kama no koboro sawa. He's talking about if the cows going to be bought so as Mwita can get the dowry to the home of Boke. It means like the person who gave the cows will be returned the cows, which is Mr. Watifo. And if you do that one, so do a man occupy the lady's home or it's a man to take the lady to his home? Ni mwanamke anaoa ama ni mwanaume anaoa? Kwa sababu kama sasa ni hivyo, kumaanisha Mwita sasa atachukua mwanamke arudi na yeye ama?
Ni mwanaume anaolewa.
So it's a man who want to be married there. So they want to marry a man, not a lady. So it seems like the dancing mom gonna be marrying a gentleman, which is possible to this kind of the aptitude of now. But now the problem is, sasa akishapatiana hizo ng'ombe, kwa example, sasa atakuwa amemiliki kila kitu kwa hiyo plot, ama? So umesema ni biashara. So the mom is talking about there's a business that is roaming. And to the real fact is there's nothing like that one whenever it comes to the cultural and the norms. You know, some petty boys who are just stupid outside here, they think about things of the culture, they can put them the way they need because of money. One thing is you have never seen a curse, how it comes to the... So it seems like now you have seen Mr. Watifo, the whole family, they put down and they selected Mr. Watifo to bring the wife there, to bear the children, and make sure that these children are going to be taking the position of the bigger home. And now you come out and talk about you're going to be returning the dowry. So as this kind of a man who is living there by now can occupy the home and take over the plot so as he can buy, and you can see where that house was built, very near to the plot he has bought from them. So you can come to conclusively understand what is the game going to be played here. There's nothing like cows to be bought so as they can just be returned to the home. Because if it comes to the real conscience of understanding the nature and the taboos of the tradition, he can be caned like something else. Because you are intruding, you are traversing, you are making things to be awkward. Because you want to say like the people who did it until now, there's nobody who had the cows outside here who had any kind of, and could see the dancing mom could be so nice and talk about, let me take her. And how can a man be welcomed to the home of a lady? You know, some of the things you have to understand them. And before you do some of the things, remember the consequences of it. Because if the whole family gonna be sitting down and understanding how this kind of the program, don't take the YouTube platform to the cultural and the norms. Europeans, USians, Russians, and Chinese, whoever is watching the video from wherever you are, Africa has its own taboos. The Bantu speakers, every kind of the speakers, they have their own nature of survival. The Bantu speakers like the Koreans, Kisians, they have their own nature of their own taboos. When you go to Nilite speakers, also they have their own taboos and natural, cultural and the norms that they're going to be getting on. But don't bring your own stupidity of the platform thinking about you're going to be doing your own scandals and shenanigans and start doing some of the videos whereby I've seen they're talking about, oh, now we're going to be contributing because the wife is talking about, oh, it has to live there, so everything. You will be thinking about, what about the person who brought the lady there? And do you know which year? Ulimuleta mwaka gani? Ni ma 80s huko ama ni ma 70? 1980s, eh? So you can mean Mr. Watifo brought the dancing mom in 1980s. And now a person is born in 1997 and is talking about when you were born, the lady was bearing children. When you were born, this plot had been sold. Wakati plot iliuzwa Mwita alikuwa? Ndio waliuza. So you can now come to the real way. This plot that is planted trees here, it was for the dancing mom. And when this kind of the gentleman came to this kind of the home, they started selling the plots. Whereby if it could be the nature of understanding, it's Mr. Watifo and the village elders, they could be taken, the ancestral people who are remaining, like the fathers right now, they could be approached and talk about, you're going to be selling the land, but not Mwita, because he is married there. He has not married. He is married. And if you see the age, look at the dancing mom age and look at Mwita's age. It's only liquor and being used. Because for you to occupy the home and also occupy that lady, for you to do the necessary, to instigate and do what is required for her to bear children, you have to make sure that you are removing yourself whichever way. And one thing that you have to understand is one thing. Also understand there are, talk about, how can I call them? Something like the natural way of being tormented with the spirits and taking over from you, and you neglect your home, go and stay to a person's home. It is there in the culture. Let me say this. When a man dies, as an example, we talk about Mr. Watifo is not available. He has left a wife. There's a man who can talk about, I want to go and live to Mr. Watifo's house. He will be accepted only when the family, like Matiko is available, the sister, she is available, and the people who will be there agree to the terms and conditions. And also the mom can agree, but the family disagree. So what is coming out is, muniitu eti yeye anaenda kukaa huko. Kuna kikao ilifanyika kwamba Mr. Mwita sasa anataka take over. There's nothing happened. So there's no arrangement was done like Mr. Mwita gonna be doing what? Gonna be staying at that kind of the home. So a bit crazy. And we have to look at that kind of the effective and which kind of the consequences gonna be coming out. And right now, there's a bigger mistake gonna be handled there. whereby now they want to be giving Mr. Mwita a territory where he is not born. So he is leasing right now. He is like a leasing person. And he is staying there to sustain because he has a home somewhere. So you cannot tell me somebody can come and take over from whoever is listening. Maybe you are a man or you are a lady. And maybe somehow a husband dies in Africa. Yes, they accept for that kind of the woman not to remain sorrowful and for you to talk about, okay, the partner should be there. There's a man who is a confused element, can come from somewhere, come and occupy the home of the deceased person. And this person has to neglect his family where he was born and comes to that home. One thing which is making it's witchcraft. You can be tormented and be lured with witchcraft to come and stay in that home whereby your mentality is not reading, number one. Number two, maybe this lady has made the whole family in cultism, so they cannot realize or they cannot talk anything because of witchcraft. And there's nothing will ever go speak there because she is saying, not you. That is the direct thing that always come out. But what is there, let's wait for that moment. Sasa wewe kulingana na wewe. Wewe utakuwa umekubaliana na hayo maneno ya koborora. Ni koborora inaitwa. So that kind of koborora in our terms, because also it's there. Like when I say koborora, it's like the returning of dowry, not to getting the dowry to the home of the lady, but returning the cows or the dowry to the man who married her at first. So that is returning whatever. And that lady, she will never stay at the same home where the man is now to be returned the cows should be. She should go out. She should go out. So when you want to give out the cows, understand the culture. They should leave this area and leave completely, because now the man doesn't belong to this area. And that's why I'm saying there's a mess gonna be coming out. And if they don't know, we're gonna be talking about we are 21st century, but we are messing. And we have landed to whereby the Gen Zs like we are talking about we know more than even what the aged people know. And when I sit and I see Gint right now, I have 10,000 in my pocket. Mr. Watford here has nothing. I see like he is a young boy. That's how my spirit say. Because you have money than him. You think about now you are above him. Whereby you want to use that kind of the dictatorship and bring it to the other families so as you are an opportunist to get something from there, to bear your own circumstances and talk about this is what I need. So into that platform we have to think, rethink and how to think. Swali yangu ya mwisho. Nyinyi hapa kwenu huwa mnakaa committee, mnakaanga igikaro.
Okay.
Mnakaanga. They're always sitting to their meetings, talk about the family meetings.
Lakini tuko sababu ya kionita.
Kuna mshaiongelea hiyo maneno? Amjawa? So the thing is, this is not a rumor which is coming out. The mom yesterday but one, she went to the family meeting, which is always sitting every month. Every week. Every Friday, you have a family meeting. So she's saying every Friday they have a family meeting. And one thing is, nobody has gave out such kind of a proposal. Wanakujanga? Hawajakuja. So including now, they have been told not to go for a meeting. Whereby if they can approach there, the rise of such information will come out. Dancing Mom and the Mwita, they don't go for that kind of the family meetings. Why? They know what they are told to do and how to behave, so as this kind of the dowry can come and be eaten down here. And they sign with some chiefs, the corrupt chiefs, They talk about we have signed, the cows have returned. Now, where are the cows going to be returned to? That is what we are talking about. So you want to talk about now, the cows going to be given out. You understand? The mom was the cows that were given to the family of the woman. So do you mean like again the cows will go back to the same house? A bit traumatizing. Abu?
Yo.
Kwani uko wapi?
Hello.
Nakusikia uko wapi?
Hello.
Uko wapi? So network simu yake labda inasumbua. Let me write yeah, let me hear from him. Emra. Unanisikia?
Simu yangu kumejeka do not disturb. Mtongo temara ateviga mteja.
Oh, do not disturb. Oh, sasa uko wapi?
Niko hapa kwa Isabela.
Uko kwa Isabela tayari? Haya, nisubiria hapo kitu kama 10 minutes.
Haya.
I have another platform at Isabela. This is the engineer. We have some 2-3 things gonna be doing to Isabela. It's anonymous a bit, and it's not for the platform. And we're gonna be talking about that one whenever it comes to the time. We're gonna be doing some things there. We're gonna be having a little bit of the talk to Isabela a little bit. So what I'm gonna be talking about here is number one, guys. Let me put it the way it should be. Before we get to the family matters, we have to speak to the elders before we execute what we need. Some people think about it will be a very long turn asking Mr. Watford, because right now they cannot ask, because they think about Mr. Watford is now a hater to them. They cannot ask him what is the proposal thing for it to be done that way. But that is not our problem. Let's wait and see how the thing's gonna be cooking. If somebody has get the information, keep it tuned, because things gonna be messing somewhere and we don't understand. But things gonna be coming. So back to you, Matiko. Mambo iko namna gani?
Iko shwari bro.
On Monday, next week, we are starting the construction officially. Exactly. So the surveyor mwenye ametuambia njia itapasuliwa huko. So already we have spoken with the person who has told us the road where it is, and we're going to be bringing some extra materials whereby they're going to be passing to the new road that's going to be remended there, and that's what we're going to be doing from tomorrow to check on it. And if we're going to be getting extra materials like hardcore or sand, the rolling will be passing direct from that spot, and that's what we need to do at that kind of the position. And another pro triangle that's going to be coming in is like on Monday, we're going to be starting demolition. And this kind of the demolition, we have to do it very simultaneous in a way that we're going to be starting with the mom's house. Then after completion, we're going to be dealing with the other houses. Next week, also, we're going to be bringing extra sand, extra blocks, and some cements to start up the construction. So we're going to be calculating how much is it to demolish a house and evacuate the parents to the extra house they're going to be staying. So I know the parents, sasa nyinyi hamuishi pamoja. Wewe utaishi wapi? Tukibomoa hiyo nyumba. Utaishi kwa nyumba. Ama mtarara na Matiko? Na yeye?
Nyansi. Yo mwana kinta kubuya. Temo kola ha moya na ngora ya temo. Hanya watfala.
Hata heri mbebe inoga na Matiko. Guys, a bit again we're gonna be having another thing to come out. Because the more you go age, the more you separate yourself. That's nature. That's why we said we're gonna be building a 2-bedroom house for the parents first. 1 bedroom for the mom, another bedroom for the father. But right now, the house we have, it has 1 bedroom. And where are they going to be? And they will accept themselves. Itabidi mukubaliane. Sindio? Azita kosa, sindio? So guys, yeah, the mom, she is talking about there are so good houses here. Mr. Watifo will occupy his room and she will occupy her room and with God, and they will make things happen. So it will just take a short time, because it will not take a couple of weeks or months to complete that house. It will take effectively 1 week. We should be in a completion. And because we need to put all the resources together to make sure that when we're going to be starting it, everything will be so punctual. We're going to be having people to bring water, food will be there, the engineer should be placed very tightly. Do this kind of the things as you understand when you sign a contract, and the engineers, they know. Whenever you sign a contract, the house will be running like safari rally, because they want to press this kind of the people who are working, the top masons, work until in the evening, until late in the evening, to make sure that this house is squeezed. He can remain with something good into the pocket. So the house will be hit like something else. So we're going to be getting it to the very good level in a way like it's going to be in a completion, very, very fantastic. And also going to be making sure that after completing, when the mom and the dad are going to be migrating immediately to the same house, we're going to be demolishing Matiko's house immediately. And to the deadline of, when we are about to the deadline of the I talk about the parents' house, we're going to be starting Matiko's demolition. When the mother have occupied there, the house starts to be built with an immediate effect. And from there, after Matiko's house, we're going to be getting to Godfrey's house immediately again. So as everybody, before God is going to be getting back to school in January, we'll have maybe oriented his house, or we could have already touched onto his house, to make sure that everybody going to be having a house. And in Matiko, we're going to be having a house which is, we were talking about 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom, and to have a kitchen, because we're going to not have the parents sharing the same kitchen. Sometimes the homes they differ. As a fact, it's there. Matiko can bring a wife, because on Tuesday you're going to be getting Matiko a wife, and I will be there. Lazima tukulete munamuki. We have to. Whatever comes, rain or sun. Matiko, even if it is throwing good words, haki ya Mungu lazima nitakutetea. I will be there to talk to this lady. Even if she's accepting English, we will talk English. Even if it's Korean, I understand Korean purely. If it's Swahili, I'll be there. And we have to make sure that Matiko marries. There's no joking and talking outside here and shaking the waist here and there. We have to make sure that Matiko is occupied. To make sure that also the parent, because now you can talk about the mom, she's so aged, she's claiming about the leg is aching, and she's sick about you understand the age, whenever the age is, she's so old. And whenever you talk about Matiko, your mother, she's very old. Eti ndio tena napika, ndio atamuka asubuhi saa 12. Sai the age they are, they should be waking whenever the sun is already is already there. Because also my father, that's how he was. Whenever they reach like Mr. Watifo, sai sunamkanga wakati jua iko. At least, ndio at least. Sometimes they have, I don't know how I can call it, guns in it. They have this kind of, how they talk about the hardening of the legs. They become like even stepping down is a problem. Guns in English, somebody can talk about it. So this kind of, the age, they have such kind of the problems. So whenever they wake up very early in the morning and they step onto the dew, talk about the grass dew, they feel not comfortable to the legs and they are affected. So they have to wake up whenever the sun is rising here and before it sets, to make sure that they're going to be coming out and getting that kind of the sun, vitamin D sometimes, because sometimes the legs are corroded and the how is it called? The mesenteries is called what? The bone marrow. The bone marrow to walk around and make sure that the legs are so fantastic. So at that kind of the effect, Matiko has to get a wife so as he can protect the parents' legacy. Because also the parents talk about the mother is waking up very early in the morning, bending in the kitchen, cooking a very good ugali, a little bit traumatizing. We should make sure that we're going to be having, and also when this kind of the wife comes, it's a bit traumatizing sometimes. You can get this kind of the wives, they're going to be going hand in hand with the parents. Sometimes the wife are something else. They cannot bear with how the parents are going to be talking. So a bit is going to be a problem to their survival values. Everybody has to get his own kitchen for the survival value. That is what I'm going to be talking at this kind of the time. So thank you very much. Asante sana Mr. Watifo. Tuonane kesho. Wakati tutakuwa tukifanya hiyo njia nitakuwa. Wakati watakuja mama Matiko chontemere. Wakati watakuja ujue nipigie, si ndio? Exactly. The mom should just call me, so I'll be here early in the morning to make sure that that road is remended and it's going to be occupying where it should be. Because Matiko's sister, who she has said she want to be taking Matiko as a brother, she's saying after finishing the construction, she's going to be fencing the whole project. So fencing the whole project and putting a gate. Now that gate, it should be placed where the road tomorrow, we're going to be excavating that area to get the road. So the gate is going to be at that far end. And they should be turning from the way we bought the road until they access it through that position. And that is my courtesy to make it happen because I will be there. Aragambiga. Hano turaso kiko hagacha. Tukimaliza kujenga. Tutazungusha perimeter. Turainaruru gito. Na tutore geti. Hara turacha tore bole. Kwa sababu hii njia haitotokea chini. Mtu mwenye atakuja kama na gari haezi ingia kwa compound juu geti iko chini. So kama mtu anataka kuingia ataingia kutoka huko direct. Kwa sababu hii njia haiendi kwa mtu mwingine. The road is not going to anybody. So the road is measuring to this home direct. So this road is for this home, not anybody else. Because we have sweated for it. And we are there to sweat for it to make sure that it comes to their hands. That's what I'm just going to be prevailing to do. And that is my courtesy to make it happen because there's no much of intimidation again. We have to make sure that everything is there. And no much of talking about, oh, they're going to be A, B, C, D, the road is going to be blocked. No road is going to be blocked here. The road is going to be permanently the way it is. And I said, when I bought that road from these people, and we bought something that they were sold to, and it's a plot for Mr. Watifo. We said that road will never be objected or it will just be closed because of some shenanigans. The road is going to be passing direct the way it is. And that is the absolute matter. And we have to deal with it. So before they talk about, oh, we're going to be planting the next season, I'll be now passing with the materials to construct the perimeter wall. I talk about we agreed until I finish my courtesy of the supplement of the materials to Matiko's home. So wait for it. So until that road, it will be permanent and people just still be using it. Whoever wants to branch, wherever they want to branch it to, it will just be occupable. And that's kind of an artifact, as I say. Sasa weki tutafanya. Wewe usiogope huyo mzee. Nilisikia ile siku tulikuwa hapa, alikuwa anasema, "Oh, unajua hii familia ni kama hataki kuwahusisha." Alikuwa anaona ni kama watu wanakuja anasema hapa siko safe twende tu Nyaboanse. So that man was a bit like challenging. He never wanted to have any talk with the family. He never wanted. He wanted only to have the dialogue with the village elder and me and him, because he talked about, I have sweated with that kind of the land ABCD. We talked about, okay, what we need is a road. So at that kind of the time, I've brought the surveyor and the village elders. We have agreed tomorrow we're going to be making that road. We have called the person. Tomorrow we're going to be building and also not building. We're going to be removing what is necessary onto the road. We want to pass with the material as soon as possible. And also when we're going to be occupying that space, we have already extended the road capacity and also the material entry to the home. That will be so fantastic. Back to you guys as we're going to be dealing with this kind of the things. Hey, even sitting is also a problem here. But those problems. So this is the transformation we're going to be doing to Matiko's home and making it happen. For the haters who are talking about ABCD, about whatever going to be coming, it's the time for Matiko, it's the time for Murimi, it's the time right now. Whoever was talking about, oh, Matiko will never have something, right now they're going to be having. Also, we have a platform that's going to be coming out that will be supporting the young people, the young generation. And are going to be having so many people coming together so as we can make it happen. Because this kind of the gentlemen, we have to orient them, empower them, and give them the hope. The hope is via introducing them to the best way of understanding what is tomorrow. And also engaging in building the nation, engaging in looking for something which will sustain their pockets. And that's what we are looking for. Talk about a small idea, creating them small idea, giving them knowledge and skills to depend on themselves. And at that rate, everybody will just come out of liquor, and there's nobody will ever see talking about liquor. Everybody will be sustainable. They're going to be having the cash flow into their pockets via that kind of the operation. I'm building a facility. It's like a training facility that is going to be coming to my fish farm there. It's going to be occupying and teaching people on respective things they're going to be doing, including going to be having some of the machines. Talk about sewing machines, milling machines in different grades, including even the rice removing husks. They're going to be there to make sure that the boys are given a work. And if we empower them, give them the strategy of tomorrow, they're going to be so fantastic into that. So keep tuned, keep it locked. I'm going to be back to you in a short while after pressing much of the things. Back to you in studio. Yeah, kokoto kesho hapo. So these are the gentlemen who are always bringing some of the materials and reaching to this kind of the Jigas family construction here. And I respect much of the people also tuned, and I've been supported also one of the talk about the ballast. I'm going to be coming here tomorrow, and already I've just placed their order, which is always hard to come on Monday tomorrow, and I'm just getting them the information to understand it. So tomorrow they're going to be arriving here with the ballast tomorrow. And guys, it's a request for my own entire life talking about we ever have to support. This is just a recap on what we are just doing here, and I say let us keep on striving, let us keep on moving, and we're going to just get the Jigas family a best solution, a best way for them to go. I'm ever getting myself involved from each and every kind of the section, talking about how to make it happen, giving you the recap, the review, and also getting people to understand what we are doing and getting us moving forward. So this kind of the time, whenever we're going to be becoming a good Samaritan, you can never be a good Samaritan if you don't have the funds to make sure that your services are running good. So that's why I come to you requesting whoever is just listening to this kind of the video, talk about let's make it happen, because we're going to be continuing at this kind of the platform. It's only the lintel stage, and the ballast going to be coming tomorrow, and we are just requesting for some D10s and D8s and also some cement and labor money to make it happen. We're going to be purchasing small, even if we're getting some steels, $1, $3, $4, it's enough for us to purchase much of the things, so we can just complete this kind of the small bungalow for the Jigas family, all for them to talk about, yeah, this is the best way for us to go. We have the sand, it will just keep us moving, and it's only some ballast and some of 2-3 things we're going to be doing here to make sure that this kind of the house is built so strongly. So as I can see from this kind of the position, it's a very good house, and you can see how standard it is. People are just wondering from the roadside, they're talking about, oh, who's this kind of the house is this? Because nobody could just talk about, oh, these people could just get such kind of a house. They're going to be coming out very meticulous. Talk about the maize. We placed fertilizer. There's a part someone talking about going to buy some fertilizer. You can now see how the fertilizer are making things here. So they have some big maize here, as you can see, and also the maize has turned, and we had some of the beans, and already they are magabo because of the food stuffs and sometimes food problems. He has already dealt with this kind of the beans repetently, and there's no beans is just surviving here because of the food. You understand they have to occupy the survival value. That's why you can now see even the maize, they are doing very fantastic and very good, and they're going to be harvesting good bumper harvest here. The toilet is still surviving, but so risky here. I think if we're going to be recalling tomorrow, I'll just come with some of the timber so I can just cut across it here to make sure that we are not having any kind of the problem here. Emra. Oh, sasa okay, fanya mahesabu basi mimi nikuja na piga video hapa kidogo. Exactly. So guys, we're going to be having other projects coming, because I told you right now we have to make sure that the projects are coming, and we have to execute them. And this is what we're going to be doing here. So guys, as you can see, the maize are now doing good. This is for the Magabo family, the Jigas family. The maize are so good and so healthy, and I think it's the best way for us to go. We supported them to weed, and also we supported them to get some fertilizer. I like whenever I see people moving. I like when I see not only Gintu making it, but also others making it. Whereby if I make it and they don't make it, they will be ever coming to me and talk about, oh, Gintu today, Gintu tomorrow, Gintu today. it will be so hectic. And sometimes I talk about, no, it's now, I'm tired of listening to you. Each and every time going to be coming. So it will not be good to the human being to have such kind of so I like when I see all of them making it, and this kind of interdependency will just be lowered a little bit, and everybody will just work, support them, work for them. If it could be another thing, I could be talking about, oh guys, you know, okay, our borehole here a bit, even the ropes are inside here. Also this one should just be talk about closed to make sure they're gonna be having much of the stuffs getting inside here. So the maize goes up to down there, and you can see how it is. And I like about Magebo, when I told him like he has to come and weed, he weeded as I brought the fertilizer, we placed here, all of us, and the maize now gonna be harvested here. Very fantastic, because this person we talked about ABCD was now coming now and again pressurizing us. We talked about we're gonna be taking over everything from them to make sure they're gonna be Magebo family also will be responsible for this kind of the farm, which is the best way for us to go, and a strategy to make sure that also Magebo family has foodstuffs and food security to their compound. And that's the best way we're going to be doing here. So nobody has ever dreamt about this kind of the family could have such kind of the best way for them to make it happen. Because for the first people who are just onto this kind of the channel talking about, oh, what is going to be coming out this kind of the fantastic module. This is the entry. And it's having that entry. This is the main entry. We're going to be having a sitting room here, and also we have an outside door there, which is a small door. And also have this kind of the bedrooms for the boys, a very big bedroom here, and also going to be having a common rotation room for the doors. This is a master bedroom, and this for the bedroom for the children, which is the ladies, and this is the master bedroom, very big enough to compensate and also get them in touch. So we ever talk about this is the history you have to make, and we're never going to be giving out the best permanent solution, which is the best thing we're going to be doing at this kind of the time, is the best way for us to go. And for the people supporting and talking about, we're going to let us get forward a little bit. These are the bricks that we are remaining with at this kind of the section, but we're going to be dealing with it. And also there's something that we're going to be talking about here. This kind of electricity that's passing through this kind of the spot here, I think it will just be removed, so as we can just put the roofing, because this is so insecure whenever it comes to the security purposes of handling matters of regarding the construction. It's a bit a problem because Magebo was not around when this kind of electricity was just being placed here, so they have to remove it here to make sure that he gets the security, because this is just an illegal way of cut crossing people's assets, which is not the best thing for us to do at this kind of time. So when we're going to be talk about constructing to the top side, we have to make sure that this kind of the wires are just stretched to another pole as they're going to be landing, or they should just land from here, get to that small house there, as going to be now penetrating to their house, because Magebo was not around when this kind of the electrification was being done. So at that kind of an aim, we can just come to the conclusion like it's using other people's maybe assets without the acknowledgement of them. That's why you see this kind of the things are happening. Because if I could not be part of the program to get this kind of the land, it was going. Everybody was eyeing forward, talking about, yeah, I need this kind of the people to continue their own madness the way they were mad, or the insanity the way they were sanity. So they wanted to occupy this kind of the space, and everybody was eyeing for it. When I came here and I talked about the person who was handling this kind of the farm that was here, they were so traumatizing in a way, like a person can come and lease with 100 shillings. Talk about a person is leasing a plot 100 shillings, planting a whole of this kind of the maize, and talk about, oh, you understand what, this kind of the people, they came and they asked for food, I gave them 100 shilling. 100 shilling for them to lease a whole piece of land. And when I occupied this kind of the space, they knew like, oh, Gintu maybe has intruded, or that their own satisfactory, they're going to be not satisfacting. So a little bit are going to be having a problem. So that's why they started talking about, oh, maybe this kind of the YouTube ABCD, they're going to be bringing some of the shenanigans and telenovela crinkums of the day that could not bring us to the IFAV sense of the matter. At this kind of the time, I'm going to be speaking about, we're going to be handling it, and I think from this kind of the, we're going to be continuing from where it is to make sure that this kind of the family going to be coming to live here with an immediate effect. And that is my reservoirs, and also talk about my contribution to engaging in terms of getting the permanent solution to the esquire or the people, the premises, the people going to be coming to live at this kind of the stage, which is the best way for us to act perpendicularly per unit time, how it comes to the absolute matter handling here. So when you see how the things are conducted here, we have not taken a lot of time talking about, oh, we always come like 2 days, we have reached at a point, if we're going to be coming for 2 days, and I'm willing to give out my own timbers because I always support with wheelbarrows, whatever necessary tools and equipment for the use in terms of the construction. I think it will be so necessary also for me to give them some timbers, and I can lease if I don't have much to make sure that they're going to be surviving with those kind of the timbers and get some lintels here, because that family doesn't have anything to talk about. Oh, we're going to be getting something, even food. I'm the one who is getting food with my own courtesy and bringing to the people who are in the construction. You can understand there's some time they came 15 people, 18 people. I cook from my home, and also I appreciate my mom. She's very, very fantastic whenever it comes to this kind of the work, because she has never talked about, oh, Gintu, I'm cooking for other people. Why is it necessary? You are using my own home or ABCD, my sufurias, they're wearing out. No, my mom, she understands. When I talk about this is what you're going to be supporting, I talk about my home has been supportive to this kind, not like it's only Gintu, because I always get some of the support from my family members. They talk about, yeah, continue the same spirit to make it happen. That's why you see we are supporting this kind of the people to make it happen, because it's not easy for a person to come. One thing that I was ever talking about is somebody can just come out and talk about, oh, Gintu, can you help other people, ABCD? Why are you joining this kind of the people? One thing I'm going to be asking is when we were making something like I identified this kind of the team, the Jigas family. I knew like, okay, these people are having a problem, maybe ABCD, and I went with the police to get them to the hospital, get them a little bit of the medication. We rented them at the hospital, even some beasts who have not yet even cleared from the hospital. We are still having some areas in the hospital up to this kind of the time. So we can come to the conclusion, there are people who are checking them east, west, and south daily, talking about, oh, we have checked them, they have passed here because of, they talk about maybe the mentality is not doing work, maybe they're going to be ABCD, they're going to be so aggressive at some of the times, but it was not my courtesy to look at that kind of the unsatisfactory effect or some of the unsatisfactory condiment they're going to be coming out with. So the good thing is I emphasized and I knew myself, maybe this is their changing point, maybe this is their turning point, and people are still humiliating us, talking about, oh, we cannot do it, but we can make it, because there's a time I started it, then I stopped at the foundation. Most of the people were talking about, oh, maybe they have just come here to show themselves, then have gone. But we showed them we're going to be coming back. We started at the Lee, talk about we reached where the windows going to be, and we constructed up the windows. And things are still going forward. We have reached at the lintel stage. Now we're going to be placing the lintel. Then after the lintel, we're going to be increasing some four bricks up. And from there now, we're going to be making sure they're going to be putting the roofing. From there, we're going to be now subjecting ourselves into windows and much more things to make sure that this kind of the family going to be here. Also, one thing we're going to be spitting out. Mr. Magabo, sometimes he's going to be looking for most of the jobs. Let me hear from this kind of gentleman. Yes, Mr. Mnyamwini. Oh, ameshamwaga. Uko mtoni? Aya, wacha nafika huko, So I have extra materials also to my fish ponds there. So this is the contractor who I gave this kind of the work to pour some of the material. He's telling me like some of the stones have already landed there. I'm going to be coming from here. I'm going to be getting to my fish ponds there to see if the materials have landed, to make sure that things are just occupying the space. So this kind of an artifact, I'm going to be staying and saying thank you very much for the people tuned in, locked in. And also that's why I talk about keep it tuned, keep it locked, because much of the thing I'm coming to you live, which is one-on-one from this kind of the courtesy, helping the people who to be helped, and also the courtesy of each and every other person who's going to be supporting to talk about this is the way forward, so you can just make it happen. As I say, as you can see from this kind of the position, it's going to be looking so awesome from the road reserve, and I know whenever the time we're going to be calling, and God's time is the best, and we're going to be having that kind of the good time to share with them and talk about this kind of the house going to be in a finish line, and we're going to just make it happen. Also, I'm getting to Isabella here, and Isabella, you understand, she gave birth and much more things. things, and going to be getting her problem a little bit from there, and I'll just be updating whatever comes unnecessary there. Let me not get some of the heat from the cows here. So that is the effect they're going to be coming up to it. So guys, as you are there watching this kind of the video, if you're going to be talking about Ogin, you're going to be supporting this kind of the people to make it happen. We have many projects, but you can just talk about this, what I can just support here to make it happen. 1 cement, 3, 4, 5, whatever necessary you can just get, and you can just talk about everything has to move correctly. If you're going to be reaching Gintu one-on-one, it's a +2547 0049 0047. +2547 0049 0047. You can reach me out, and you can just make things happening. And this is the permanent solution for this kind of the people, maybe the vulnerables, or maybe the less fortunate to the environment. And that is our courtesy to improve their life, to make their life standard and move on like others. And if we forget about them, tomorrow they will be the beggars of tomorrow, and we will be asked, where were you when this kind of the people are behaving normally, or this kind of the people in such kind of the condition? Keep it tuned, keep it locked. I'm going to be back to you after handling much of the matters outside here, and other things are just anonymous. Some people reach Gintu and talk about Gintu. We're going to be making this kind of the things anonymous. Some of the things are not come to the camera each kind of the time. So you have to bear with the circumstances, how they come and how they evolve. At this kind of the time, back to you in the studio. Welcome back.